Okay, so today's expanding opinions. We have a couple weeks of a lot of racial activity going on, or referred to as racial activity. Let's start and get this out of the way. I'm not racist by any means. I hate everybody. Uh, Second of all, I have many black, Mexican, Asian, Filipino friends. I get along with everybody. Your ethnicity is never a problem with me. Here's what we got going on lately. And I chalk this up to the government stepping in and our horrible news media. We have so much going on and nothing positive comes out whatsoever. Anytime you hear anything on the news, it is negative. We have an issue in New York. Call it two Karens. One, lady walking her dog without a leash. Most states that I'm aware of have a leash law. If you're going to walk your dog, it needs to be on a leash unless it's in the dog park. We have the gentleman who tells the lady, look, your dog needs to be on a leash in this area. There's dog runs for them. Tells her where one is, even. She says, no, there's criminal activity and it's not safe. I get that. I get her point. Really, I do. So, what do we have going on? One guy telling her, hey, you need a leash. Her, she should know it. She's a dog owner, even adopted a dog. She should know it. Has an issue. He goes into his Karen's issue by approaching her. From what I've read online, he made a gesture of pulling a treat out and calling her dog over. Now, most people would think that's a nice thing. Apparently, what the gentleman did is subtly threaten her that if she doesn't comply, she won't like what he's going to do. Then he calls her dog and is going to give her a treat. That could go very wrong very fast. Her next Karen moment. She calls the police, falsely saying that she's being threatened because, from what it sounds like, he wasn't being overly threatening. She repeatedly, to get PD's attention, whatever you want to call it, referred to him as an African American male. That has nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. Now, if they showed up and wanted to ask, fine. Say he's an African American male. She's got to give a description of some kind. Her phone call stating it's an African American male that is threatening her is a problem. It's not the first time I've heard this. I seen an incident at Walmart. They walked a black guy around. He played along. Recorded the whole scenario. White lady calls the cops saying he's being threatening. I've seen the video, the whole video. He was saying, go ahead, make an ass of yourself, basically. She falsely reported that he was being threatening. Let's get this straight, people. Just because a black man says anything to you, even in a heightened tone, does not mean he's threatening you. It could be a Mexican person. It could be a Filipino. It could be anything under the sun. If you were really threatened, you'd be acting, not calling the cops. She called the cops and perpetrated it as a racial issue. I get rather frustrated with this. We see so much in the news. Oh, it's a black man this, a black guy did this. And not too long ago it was, oh, Mexicans were ever doing anything. Guess what? White people commit crimes too. White people threaten people. Trust me on this. This whole putting race in a story is for rape teens. They want to sensationalize every bit of it and divide the people. You divide people, you can passively conquer them. Rome, same way. That was the Colosseum. They were the mob. How do you control the mob? Distract them. Give them something to pay attention to, and you can strip away their freedoms, strip away their liberties, because they're distracted looking at this. Right now in America, let me rephrase that. For the past 8 years under Obama, he was president, he won, didn't like him, didn't like a lot of his policies. He kept saying, oh, bring America together. He put more racial divide, and this is also coming from African American people I know and other races I know. He put more of a racial divide across the board than any president before him that they can think of. Right now, whenever there's a news story, if it involves anything other than really a black male and a white person, it could be a white male or a black woman. I mean, I'm sure there's stories of those too. It hits the news and it's instantly a racial thing. A month or so ago, there was a video. I was kind of pissed off about it when I first started to hear about it. It was a white cop and a 14-year-old kid. Kid was illegally getting smokes. Tried to lie, and he got caught. Cop took him to the ground, and he was trying to get his arm, hit him a couple times in the arm, made a big stink in the news. Cop beats up 14-year-old black kid. Later that night, I seen a lovely video. This young man owned up to his shit. Said, I was doing wrong, I shouldn't have lied. Says, hey, the cop, didn't have to do it as he did, but he respected the cop for doing it. He understood he was doing his job. Cop said he would see the cop again and talk to him, has no issue. I went to sleep completely happy. A young kid, doesn't matter that he's black, acknowledged he fucked up. Owned up to it, and owned up that, okay, yeah, it looks bad on both their parts. I'm sure the cop would say the same thing. Not 2 days later after seeing that, here comes your entire racial group. The NAACP. Talking about, oh, now the mom's up on the stand. Oh, my kid didn't deserve that and everything else. Hold on. Your kid just did a stand-up thing. Didn't even make it about race. Didn't matter the cop was white, that he was black. He messed up. End of story. Guess what? Money now is going to talk. Haven't heard anything since. But something that happened, went on a positive note, got spun in less than 2 days. Because race becomes sensationalism in the news. You want things to change, people? Stop making it about race. Stop making it's a black man that did this, or it's the Mexican guy that did that. Guess what? Everybody commits crimes. I'm sure in some parts of the country where blacks are the majority, there's a white kid causing crime. There's a teenage thug fucking up. It's not about race. It's about the person. Stop baiting into the news. Listen to the story. Take race out of it. Race has nothing to do with crime. It's the person. Leave your comments. Subscribe. I will have more topics similar to this. Very others. Send me a message. Tell me what you'd like to hear. I will do whatever research is needed and give you an opinion. Till then, like I said, take race out of it. It's about people, not race. Subscribe, follow me. There is more to come.